Okay, we can start.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear brothers and sisters. I am Father Roy Thomas, a Divine Word missionary from India, currently working as the JPIC Commission Executive Co-Secretary along with Sister Mamalifa here in Rome. Mamalifa, can you mute?
So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I am Sister Mama Alifa Porekum. I come from Ghana, and I'm a missionary sister of Our Lady of Africa, and currently working in the JPIC Commission Secretariat as Co-Executive Secretary with Father Roy. Welcome.
Okay. It is with great joy and gratitude that we welcome each one of you to this important gathering of JPIC and other related ministries, coordinators, and promoters from the Americas continent. Today marks a significant step in strengthening our global commitment to justice, peace, and the integrity of creation as we come together to build networks, share experiences, and discern the path forward in our shared mission. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt appreciation for your dedication to JPIC ministry within your congregations and regions. The decision to convene these continental meetings stems from the evolving realities of our world and the need to adopt our ways of functioning. Many religious congregations no longer have their generalites in Rome, and some JPIC coordinators are now based in different parts of the world. Until recently, the JPIC Commission Office and its activities were not widely known outside of Rome. So this shifting landscape has prompted us to rethink our approach to animation, coordination, and networking with JPIC coordinators and their initiatives. We recognize the need for a more inclusive, decentralized, and regionally engaged strategies to strengthen our collective impact. Through these continental meetings, we aim to foster deeper relationships, enhance coordination, and build stronger networks of collaboration. By working together at the regional level, we can respond more effectively to the pressing justice, peace, and ecological challenges facing our world today. The JPIC Commission of USG-UISG serves as a platform to connect, empower, and support religious congregations in their work of fostering peace, justice, and care for creation. Through these continental meetings, our goal is to, first and foremost, introduce the JPIC Commission's vision, mission, and activities to help you understand how we can work together at a global level while remaining responsive to local realities. Second, to strengthen collaboration at the continental level by organizing JPIC coordinators within each region, we can enhance communication, share resources, and engage more effectively with the pressing issues affecting our communities. Third, discern and address regional concerns. Each continent faces unique social, environmental, and economic challenges. By coming together, we can strategize collective responses that reflect the charism of our congregations and the social teachings of the Church. Fourth, way forward for organizing JPIC initiatives through collaboration and networking. Identify key issues in the continent that need our immediate attention. Suggest ways in which together we can build links for collaboration and networking. Identify individuals who will take the lead in networking and organizing activities within the continent, ensuring that our work is coordinated and impactful. As we begin this journey together, I invite each of you to participate actively, to share your insights, and to listen deeply to one another. The challenges before us may be great, but united in faith, solidarity, and action, we can make a transformative impact on our world. May the Holy Spirit guide our discussions, inspire our hearts, and strengthen our resolve to be instruments of justice, peace, and care for creation. Thank you, and may this meeting be a moment of grace and renewed commitment for us all. A hearty welcome to all of you. Now I welcome Sister Mamalifa to lead us into prayer.
Welcome to our prayer. Nothing in this world is indifferent to us. The great danger in today's world, pervaded as it is by consumerism, is the dissolution and anguish born of a complacent yet covetous heart, the feverish pursuit of frivolous pleasures, and a blatant conscience. Whenever our interior life becomes caught up in its own interests and concerns, there is no longer room for others, no place for the poor. God's voice is no longer heard. This is covering the rest of the world. And the question love is no longer felt, and the desire fades. This is a very real danger for us. Many fall prey to it and end up resentful and listless. That is no way to live a dignified and fruitful life. It is not God's will for us, nor is it the way of the Spirit, which has its source in the heart of Christ.
Therefore, brothers and sisters, we have an obligation. Therefore, brothers and sisters, we have an obligation, but it is not to the flesh to live according to it. For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if by the Spirit you put to death the misdeeds of the body, you will live. We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for our adoption to sonship, the redemption of our bodies. What is this text telling us as JPIC and JPIC-related ministries promoters? What is it inviting us to do?
I urgently appeal then for a new dialogue about how we are shaping the future of our planet. We need a conversation which includes everyone, since the environmental challenge we are undergoing and its human roots concern and affect us all. The worldwide ecological movement has already made considerable progress and led to the establishment of numerous organizations committed to raising awareness of these challenges.
Regrettably, many efforts to seek concrete solutions to the environmental crisis have proved ineffective, not only because of powerful opposition, but also because of a more general lack of interest. Obstructionist attitudes, even on the part of believers, can range from denial of the problem to indifference, nonchalant resignation, or blind confidence in the solutions.
We require a new and universal solidarity. As the bishops of Southern Africa have stated, everyone's talents and involvement are needed to redress the damage caused by human abuse of God's creation. All of us can cooperate as instruments of God for the care of creation, each according to his or her own culture, experience, involvements, and talents. Laudato Si 14.
Eight years have passed since I published the encyclical letter Laudato Si, when I wanted to share with all of you, my brothers and sisters of our suffering planet, my heartfelt concerns about the care for our common home. Yet, with the passage of time, I have realized that our responses have not been adequate, while the world in which we live is collapsing and may be nearing the breaking point.
In addition to this possibility, it is indubitable that the impact of climate change will increasingly prejudice the lives and families of many persons. We will feel its effect in areas of healthcare, sources of employment, access to resources, housing, and forced migrations. Laudato Deum number 2.
It is my desire that in this our time, by acknowledging the dignity of each human person, we can contribute to the rebirth of a universal aspiration to fraternity. Fraternity between all men and women. Here we have a splendid secret that shows us how to dream and to turn our life into a wonderful adventure. No one can face life in isolation.
We need a community that supports and helps us, in which we can help one another to keep looking ahead. How important it is to dream together. By ourselves, we risk seeing mirages, things that are not there. Dreams, on the other hand, are built together. Let us dream, then, as a single human family, as fellow travelers, sharing the same flesh, as children of the same earth, which is our common home, each of us bringing the richness of his or her beliefs and his conviction. Each of us with his or her own voices, brothers and sisters all, Fratelli Tutti.
May our feet journey together. May our hands gather in unity. May our hearts beat in unison. May our souls be in harmony. May our ears listen to the silence together. May our glances profoundly penetrate each other. May our lips pray together to collaborate and network for the transformation of our common home. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Sister Mamalifer, you have to go up. I will stop sharing.
It's not
Okay.
there.
Father, right?
Thank you, Mamalifa, for leading us into prayer. Now I invite Catalina, who is the consultant to JPIC Commission, to introduce us. There is no time for us to introduce ourselves in by words. So we have a special platform, Padlet, to introduce yourself. I invite Catalina to introduce you to this Padlet platform. Yeah.
No, thank you so much, Father Roy. You can see that I have put a link there in the different languages. It's the same link for all the languages. So what we are going to do is that we are going to go directly to the this Padlet. So the idea of this Padlet, sorry, 1 second, okay. The idea of this Padlet is to present yourself. So we want to hear your name. We want to see your name, your congregation, the role in your congregation, and also what you do as work. So if you can see in the bottom of your screen, in the right part, you have a plus. So you click there, and you will put a subject, your name, and then the other information, that is your congregation, the role and your work that you do in the other part. When you have written everything, and the place, probably you can write also. So for example, I'm including Catalina. I will include that I'm in the JPIC Commission. I'm in Trento, that is in the north of Italy. I am a consultant, and I will put publish. So then it will appear there. So we want to hear, where are you right now? If you are not able to write in this Padlet because you are in a phone or in another, you are not able to do, please write in the chat box. But we would like to ask you to write. As I told you, you have to, in order to write, you have to click here just once, then you write, your name, and then all the information. We'll write for those that are not able to right here. So
We are also sorry that many people can't join the meeting because the highest number we can take is 100 and the number is full. And there are some waiting outside who cannot enter the meeting. We are really sorry.
yes, if you can say to them that we will have the recording, we can share later on with them. Thank you so much. So thank you for writing. We have some people from Colombia, some other people from the US, other people from Mexico, from Canada, Paraguay. So you can see, as you can see in the screen, there are several people still writing. So we encourage you to write also, to continue writing. And it's a pleasure to meet you all and know that you are from different congregations and working not only for JPIC, but for other realities also connected to the JPIC ministry. So thank you so much. Those who are not able, if you write, I ensure that I will copy everything then to the Padlet, so then we can share also this information with all the people to know that all of them we were present here. So we have also people from Ecuador, Costa Rica, the Caribbean. So nice to meet you. Father Bright, I go back to you. Father Bright, Sister Mamalifar, I don't know if you can hear. Okay.
Justice, Peace, and Integrity of Creation, Commission of the Union of Superior General and the International Union of Superior General. So, just to help us understand what is a commission, sometimes these simple words can have so many meanings and that we can get lost. Commission, the most basic meaning of commission is the act of passing a responsibility to someone else. And anyone who receives a commission implies the person has been given a task. So, Father Roy, myself, and Catalina in this office, we have been given a task by the Superior General of men and women religious congregations. And the main superior union is called USG. And these are congregations with pontifical rights. all the main congregations that have pontifical right make up the Union of Superior General. UISG, this is the Italian form, but in English, it is International Union of Superior General. And these are all the superior generals of congregation with pontifical rights and also congregation with diocesan rights. And they have formed this union because they want that religious congregations be together. Women together, men together, but men and women collaborating in mission. And that is the purpose for this office. So the commission, the purpose of the commission, which is together, is to enable member congregations to integrate JPIC in their mission and in their lives. Because if we don't integrate it in our lives, even if it is in the mission, it will be meaningless. And integrating it in our lives, in our mission, is to enable us live a life of contemplation in action. So it is not about contemplation here and action here, we put them together. No. This action should be within the contemplation. Prayer becomes action. And we can do this following the example of the gospel, because the gospel is about the life of Jesus. And this is what we are called to do. And our role here is to animate men and women congregations, religious congregations. And we do this by helping congregations to reflect on their experience, to do social analysis, and do a theological reflection in order to take a prophetic action. As religious, we are called to be prophetic in the church and in the world. And JPIC is one of the ways that can help us do that. So Vatican II has said certain things, but Synod of Bishops also have their voice to add, and some of the things you will hear later. So this Synod of Bishops on the issue of justice in the world said that action on behalf of justice and participation in the transformation of the world appear to them as a constitutive dimension of preaching the gospel. So we don't only preach when we are in the church. We don't only preach when we are on the pulpit, but we preach with our lives. We preach with our action. In other words, it is the church's mission for the redemption of human race and its liberation from every oppressive situation. And when we look into our world, there are so many situations of oppression. And this is what we are called to do, to help people be liberated. Even we ourselves, we are under that. And sometimes we are not aware. So the JPIC Commission is inviting all its member congregations to join hands to enable it achieve its aim for the common good. And common good is one of the, how do you call it, the Catholic social teaching, very important. So now I invite you to watch this short video. I don't see it. Stop sharing. Yeah.
We are currently living in these contexts of global problems that are systemic, driven by the capitalist economic paradigm that impacts the lives of humans and nature.
As Christians, we are invited to see with the eyes of Christ, to judge with his compassionate heart, and to act with the strength of this relationship. We are all invited to journey towards this end.
Come sarebbe bello se, mentre scopriamo nuovi pianeti lontani, riscoprissimo i bisogni del fratello e della sorella che mi orbitano attorno. Solo l'educazione alla fraternità, a una solidarietà concreta, può superare la cultura dello scarto, che non riguarda solo il cibo e i beni, ma prima di tutto le persone che vengono emarginate da sistemi tecno-economici dove al centro, senza accorgerci, spesso non c'è più l'uomo, ma i prodotti dell'uomo.
The Justice, Peace and Integrity of Creation Commission is the bridge that connects religious congregations from the local level to the global level, by bringing the voices from the grassroots to international decision-making places for inclusion.
The Justice, Peace and Integrity of Creation Commission was founded in 1982, inspired by the pastoral constitution of the Church, Gaudium et Spes. It explains that social order and its development must work to the benefit of the human person and not against it, which must be founded on truth, built on justice and animated by love.
The mission of JPIC Commission Office is to transform the world in the spirit of the gospel through conscious prayer and sacred action, leading lives of justice, peace, and care for the integrity of creation.
Through formation on JPIC issues, members of all religious congregations, men and women, are empowered to collaborate and network in partnership towards building a just society. Through this, members will learn skills on how to observe, analyze, and reflect on concrete justice issues or situations in order to take actions that can make an impact in the lives of the poor and all creation.
Justice, Peace and Integrity of Creation is an organism of the universal church to make Christ's justice and love towards the poor and creation be a reality everywhere. The Church regards justice and participation in the transformation of the world as a constitutive dimension of the preaching of the gospel.
Insieme aiutiamoci a ricordare che gli altri non sono statistiche o numeri. L'altro ha un volto. Il tu è sempre un volto concreto, un fratello di cui prendersi cura.
Many religious congregations have established mission, social, educational, pastoral, health, refugees and migration, anti-trafficking and integral ecology as part of JPIC ministry to respond to this complex crisis in the world.
Looking at the signs of the times, the Church invites us to integrate JPIC into all our activities and apostolates for the transformation of the world for the sake of the poor.
Nella notte dei conflitti che stiamo attraversando, ognuno di noi può essere una candela accesa che ricorda che la luce prevale sulle tenebre.
As the saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
We want to go together to speak with one united prophetic voice of concerns of the poor and our common foe.
We want to go together to bring the voices from the grassroots and the margins to the places of decision making.
We want to go together, united in the mission of the Church for common good.
We want to go together with those at the peripheries to amplify their voices at the international level.
Come all, let us set our faces like flint, with boldness, motivation, and joy in the Lord,
who calls us and sends us in God's mission.
Basta un solo uomo perché ci sia speranza, e quell'uomo può essere tu.
So we can continue.
So that is the gist of what we are and what we do here from the office in Rome. Let us continue to pray for Pope Francis as he continues to be in the hospital. Let us pray that God may touch and heal him and may be back to his office soon. My brothers and sisters, as we continue our gathering, we now enter into a crucial part of our meeting, sharing the major issues that call for our collective response as JPIC promoters. Each of us comes from different realities, though we belong to the same continent. Yet we are all connected by our commitment to justice, peace, and integrity of creation. In our diverse contexts, we witness the struggles of marginalized communities, the cries of our wounded planet, and the urgent need for transformative action. So during this session, we invite you to identify the major JPIC challenges in your continent. What urgent social, ecological, or peace-related issues require our immediate attention? Where do you see the greatest need for action? We encourage open and honest sharing. We will share our opinions through Padlet platform as we don't have time for everyone to share. So Catalina will share the link in the chat box and explain to you how to add your comments in it. So you're supposed to write the most pressing issue that you are facing, the place where you're working. Okay? Yeah.
So just to remind you again, for those who just have arrived, so here we are asking you the areas, the issues, the topics that are the most challenging thing. So as you know, you go to the bottom of your screen to the right, you click only once, and then you write here the subject. You can write anything, and then you can put publish. So for example, if I see that in Latin America, in America, the American continent, I see that there is a lot of situations or challenges. For example, for me, it's indigenous people. So rights. So I will put that, I will publish. So you are invited to do the same. So we will collect. For those who are not able also to enter to Padlet, please write in the chat box. You can see in the chat box also the link for
This is the new link,
Padlet.
not the old
It's
one.
a new link. It's a new link. You have to check. If you are in a phone, probably you will see down. You have to scroll a little bit down and then you can find that information. So please, you are invited to write. We will wait for that, for your comments. And Then we will read. You're invited. If you don't have the chance to write there, please, you can write also in the chat box. I will start reading some of the things that appear. So climate change and environmental disasters and migration, refugees and migrants, the debt cancellation, also the Jubilee campaigns, the integral ecology, development of peace, climate change, the rights for migrants, the not caring from governments and the civil society about concerns. Yes?
They could also write the country they are writing about, so that it's easy to identify which country where the problem is.
Yeah, if you want, you can add also the country where you are based and where you can find also these challenges. So water scarcity, critical reflection about the colonialism and the causes also of it, migrations, the unjust economic system, poverty, inequality, the dignity of the human person, the lack of responsibility from the political authorities, the environmental problems also, and education, the mining exploitation, biodiversity, federal policies of the governments that affects also migrants and asylum seekers, corruption, discrimination against marginalized communities, extractivism, deportations, political problems, poverty and isolation, violence against indigenous peoples, the budget cost from the U.S. Congress, violence in Haiti, insecurity, poverty, indigenous rights, extractivism, corruption, human trafficking, lack of opportunities, homelessness, Christian nationalism, political division, agroindustry, that it's also destructing the nature, to raise the concern also to the Bishop Conference that probably are not really supportive also. Waste, destruction of the Amazon, war, woman inequality, extraction in many countries, killings, narco traffic, organized crime, and many others that probably are listed also, health situations. Many of you have raised the concerns about migration, about climate change, about extractivism, about poverty, violence, organized crime, poverty and inequality. So thank you for what you are sharing. So Father Roy, I go back to you. Thank you for all what you
Yes.
have shared.
Thank you for sharing your concerns. We had the meeting with the European continent last Friday. So the concerns they raised were a little different from the concerns that you have raised. Means issues more or less same, but there are particular issues that are different from continent to continent. Now I invite Sister Mamalifa how we can collaborate with to lead us into a discussion on how to collaborate with JPIC Commission. You know about what is JPIC Commission here in Rome. We are working for all the congregations all over the world. And with your continent, how we can network. Over to Mamalifa.
I need to share the screen.
Yeah, you can share.
I don't see the. Okay, it's okay. So now let us see how are we ways of collaboration and networking. If we really want to make an impact, we need to engage in collaboration at the local level and also at the international level. If we want to make an impact, we need to collaborate and network at all the levels, from the local to the global. So we in this office are at the global level, and maybe with other organizations that probably you are in contact with, but we would like to know in which ways do you feel that the JPIC promoters, in America, not in Europe, in America, this is a mistake. In America, and the JPIC Commission Secretariat can collaborate and network for justice to contribute to the healing of our common home. Because if we want true peace, we have to work for justice. We cannot have peace without justice because they are closely connected, inseparable. And if there are, so again, Catalina will share the Padlet. And after you have written, if you have other suggestions that you have not already put there, you can also give. You can also share if you have other suggestions.
So again, just to remind you, I send you again in the chat box a new Padlet. So please go there and we will be directed to this Padlet information. So we have the ways of collaboration with the JPIC Commission. We will ask you to click just down in the plus. If you click there, you will be able to add your information. So please write in this line, in this column, all the information regarding the ways of collaboration with the JPIC. Then we will look for the ways to move forward, but this will be later on. So we are asking you to click on plus, and probably we can have sub-meetings, for example. I put publish, and then it will appear down. So we ask you to do the same. So to go to the Padlet you are not able to enter in the Padlet, please write your comments in the chat box. Okay, so I will leave it open so everyone can see. In this case, how the ways of collaboration with the JPIC Commission, how we can work together. So you are invited also to write. This is ways of collaboration. How do you think we can collaborate?
What are your expectations also from JPIC Commission? What do you expect us to do, or particular issue that you have raised? How we can address that issue by different ways, means networking or collaboration? What are the ways that you see can strengthen our working together?
So some of the comments are regarding advocacy for the indigenous communities and to articulate better with already existing networks in the different territories to support those working with migrants, homeless, and the poor people. To have intercongregational initiatives, so to try to see the concrete actions that the different religious institutes are doing to make a real transformation. To prepare educational videos to share also within our organizations and other popular organizations. Collaboration to look for the problematics that are common for all the people or congregations. Grassroots stories and research. So from the UISG JPIC to create kind of a champion or department for each of the major social justice themes, and be the hub to collect grassroots stories to support the storytelling to the governments and other also realities at the national and international level. Social media to increase also the transparency and the connection between people, like the social media structure. Exchange of local initiatives to know different promoters from other countries. Share regional information and resources. There are several international congregations, and it will be nice to see how to connect with specifically the different continents and the challenges that are facing there. So have a JPIC virtual conference early in the month was good, this meeting also, in a way of collaborating. To have Zoom meetings, to share inputs, sharing resources, networking regionally, to advocate together, also to bring parishes also. To have workshops, online workshops, to know and to analyze the reality, the current reality, communications. So short and focused meeting, what is happening globally and locally. to share also the communication of the conflicts that are happening, collaboration, engage in collective advocacy. There are many congregations with NGOs at the UN level, so probably they are the representatives and we can connect and establish a way of unifying sources of collaboration. Monthly JPIC coffees, for example, also to share between different organizations. This is something that is happening already, I think, in Canada. Actions regarding human rights and sharing experiences, keep informing the public about what each person has been reduced and also the environment, and keep informing about the public about the threats and so on, formation and many others, sharing our resources, ways of collaboration, sharing common responses. So thank you for that. I will copy also this information here as ways to move forward.
Yeah. Thank you for your valuable suggestions. All of us are trying our level best to address the issues that we face in our own particular area. And sometimes our concerted effort, collaborative efforts are missing in our religious efforts. So this is the way that we want to move forward, how we can collaborate together and better, effective way of addressing the issues. Now, as we move forward to another important session, we now shift our focus from reflection and sharing to concrete action. The question before us now is, where do we go from here? Pope Francis reminds us in Laudato Si, an interdependent world obliges us to think of one world with a common plan. Laudato Si number 164. So our mission as JPIC coordinators is not only to respond to today's challenges, but also to build a path forward together. So this session, we invite you to, first and foremost, identify concrete steps for strengthening JPIC networks at the continental level. How can we collaborate more effectively? What structures or platforms do we need? Second, define priorities for collective action. What are the urgent areas where we need to focus our advocacy, education, and outreach? You have listed a number of issues. Which issue do I need to prioritize, or do we need to prioritize in our continent? Strengthen our communication and coordination. How can we stay connected, share our resources, and support one another in our common mission? Fourthly, how and who will facilitate? Who will help facilitate JPIC engagement at the continental level and become a link to the JPIC Commission here in Rome? And fifth, how often do you want these continental meetings? So these are the 5 concerns that we need to discuss and share now. I just put these questions in the chat box so that you can see and answer. This is a moment of discernment and commitment. Let us listen to the Spirit and to one another as we shape the road ahead, ensuring that our efforts bear lasting fruit for justice, peace, and the care for our common home. You can use the Padlet platform to share your thoughts, the same link where you have the second row of answering. Then the platform will open, and for those who wish to share their concerns, ideas, etc. So you can use the second row of the Padlet that you just received. So kindly write your ideas and opinions there. And then we will open the platform for sharing. So far you have been silently listening to us, so you have a chance to speak. I know that there are 100 almost 100 people participating. All 100 won't be able to speak, but who you think that you have a bright idea and you would like to share it with one another. So I invite few people after writing down your comments in the Padlet form. Then you can raise your hand or unmute yourself, and then you can speak.
We will ask, please, also to the...
Yes, somebody has raised the hand.
Yeah, only that I want to ask the translators if you can read again the questions that are in the chat box, please, for the people from different languages. So please, if you can read again. You can use the same link of Padlet.
On the right side, you have ways to move forward. There you click on the plus button, and then you can write.
Here, as you can see right now.
As
Here you
did.
click and you write how we want to move forward. So, monthly meetings. And if you want to say, then you can write how do you expect that to happen and who is in charge of that. Then you click on publish and you will have the information there. Okay, so we wait for your answers, please. To prioritize, some people are saying probably ecology, work with the JPIC arms of the religious women and men organization in each continent to ensure that we are connected, to prioritize topics, to divide the continent in 5 regions, and then have a representative for each region to form a continental commission. And the issues could be immigration and refugees, land rights, indigenous people issues, well-being of youth, climate change issues. Create a poll to get a sense from our group of the current most urgent issues. It's something that we have already done. Articulate also the efforts. So probably the JPIC from the big Latin America and the Caribbean. Concrete the steps from a level of the continent also to see that monthly we can have a meeting We should talk about migration and extractivism, to know the different commissions of JPIC in the different countries, to have trimestral meetings through the Zoom, human rights, and advocacy. So probably I stop sharing that, and if there are comments, probably we can open also the microphone, Father Ray.
Yeah, I think you can keep reflecting and keep writing, and we open the platform for open sharing. I see one Susan. If you can unmute yourself and then you can speak. Keep it short so that many people can share.
Hello, thank you for welcoming me, and thank you for creating this moment together. It's a beautiful energy. I'm Susan Gunn. I represent the Maryknoll Fathers and Brothers and the Maryknoll Sisters and lay missioners in Washington, D.C. In the United States, we are in an urgent moment of the end of not only foreign assistance money, but the end of funding for domestic programs that meet human needs and the common good. My perspective in the United States is the teachings of Pope Francis since Laudato Si on the care for one another have been ignored in the United States, and I would hope for your help and support in an education campaign to share the teachings of the Holy Father in a way that would inspire people to understand basic Christianity and the care for one another. I see that as a common thread for many of the issues raised today. Thank you.
Thank you. And Bridget?
I agree with I'm in the United States, but the Catholic Climate Covenant is a group that has been active for several years in connection with Laudato Si. They have different topics, like advocacy, but I think it needs to be also joined to the USCCB, the bishops, and get confirmation and publication of what they're doing. Because they have the structure, they have the people, and they have the method of joining us together, but it needs to be broadened. Thank you.
Thank you. Olga?
Hola, buenos días. Yo soy Olga, dominica de la presentación. Vivo en Colombia. Y una de las grandes preocupaciones que tenemos es cómo trabajar articuladamente con los grupos de diferentes congregaciones que ya trabajan con los migrantes, un poco respondiendo a lo que decía la hermana de Estados Unidos, porque nosotros en Colombia tenemos una realidad de vulnerabilidad grande con los migrantes, pero cómo hacer de pronto equipos de trabajo por estos sectores, por ejemplo, que nos reunamos todos los que trabajamos con migrantes para dar una solución que de verdad transversalice todo el continente, porque hacemos muchas actividades pero separados y no podemos como potenciar los recursos humanos, pero también los recursos económicos. Entonces mi propuesta sería esto: las conferencias de religiosos de cada país están muy bien organizadas. Entonces, ¿cómo poder de verdad desde las congregaciones, desde las conferencias, hacer un trabajo de mayor articulación? Muchas gracias.
Me gustaría tomar la palabra, si es posible. Yo pienso que soy el hermano Oscar Asmitia de Guatemala, de La Salle. Creo que lo urgente ahorita es que ya demos pasos concretos. Casi todas las congregaciones tenemos un plan aprobado de justicia, paz e integridad de la creación, y ahora lo que falta es una voluntad
an
política
approved
para
action
de
plan.
parte de los
And so we need
provinciales para que
political
todos
will
los
from the
el
side
plan
of
se
the
lleve a cabo en
provincials.
cada uno
So
de los países. La urgencia, me parece interesante que tengamos estas
Hermano
reuniones.
Oscar, perdóneme, le pido que haga más lentito para la traducción, perdón.
Gracias.
Gracias, gracias.
Gracias, Catalina. Les decía que yo creo que lo que falta es la voluntad política, porque en cada una de nuestras congregaciones tenemos un plan aprobado y lo que falta es de verdad que lo empecemos a actuar. La urgencia es muy grande, es bastante importante que empecemos a actuar y que en cada contexto local nos articulemos a través de las conferencias de religiosos, de hombres y mujeres que hay en algunos países, pero yo creo que ya no es momento de reuniones, ya el orden económico y mundial cambió con el ascenso de Trump y debemos ahora actuar con fuerza y con valentía.
Thank you. Constanza.
Me uno también a lo que decía la hermana Olga y el hermano Oscar. En cada país existe la conferencia de religiosos si nosotros logramos articular las distintas congregaciones en torno a las conferencias de religiosos. A su vez, en Latinoamérica y el Caribe tenemos la red de justicia y paz de la patria grande que une no solamente a las JPIC, sino a las comisiones de justicia y paz de las distintas conferencias episcopales. Entonces, si logramos como unirnos en esa red, vamos a tener como una mayor posibilidad de incidencia, ¿no? Yo pienso que los problemas son tantos, pero no podemos seguir trabajándolos aisladamente, ¿no? Gracias.
Good. Thank you. Anyone else?
You are welcome to open the
¿Me
microphone
escuchan?
or raise. Yes.
Yes.
Sí, ya yo abrí el micrófono. ¿Me escuchan?
Sí.
Ok, yo soy padre Jairo Israel de Haití, pero estoy trabajando en México. Entonces yo quiero aprovechar esa plataforma también para llamar la atención a la violencia que está apareciendo, que está en Haití, donde los grupos armados están ligados con el poder para ir masacrando al pueblo, a los más vulnerables. Entonces, yo creo que como JPIC, eso ha de llamar también la atención porque es la destrucción de la vida. Por eso yo les invito también respecto a las acciones que estamos haciendo, tomar en cuenta el tema de Haití, porque ahorita están matando mujeres embarazadas, niños, adultos todos, quemando casas. Incluso mi familia ha sido también víctima de eso, quemando todo el barrio. Entonces yo creo que aprovechando esta plataforma para darla a conocer también esa violencia vinculada con los grupos armados y el poder para masacrar a los más vulnerables. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. And Eric.
Sí, muchas gracias. Creo que simplemente insistir en temas que ya se han dicho, pero que siguen siendo importantes. Creo que regionalizar el trabajo de JPIC puede ser muy importante. Si bien es cierto, ya existen algunas estructuras en nuestras regiones, no siempre estas estructuras logran recibir todos los esfuerzos. Y tenemos muchos esfuerzos, pero están aislados. Por ejemplo, en Centroamérica hay muchas personas que estamos en temas JPIC, pero cada quien trabajando aisladamente. Entonces creo que regionalizar y articular el trabajo es una clave. Gracias.
Yes, thank you. And Cleta Marina. Laura.
Aquí en Venezuela, buenos días, hermana Cleta, de las Hermanas Dominicas de la Presentación, en la provincia de Nuestra Señora de la Presentación, en sede de Colombia. Estaba escuchando, pero mi participación iba directamente en lo que acababa de decir el sacerdote. Quiero simplemente enfatizar que hay muchas organizaciones, por ejemplo, Reclamó, que también se trabaja a nivel de justicia y paz, no está vinculada a JPIC, pero también están luchando constantemente contra las injusticias que está viviendo, pues la que estamos viviendo, que se está viviendo en las comunidades. ¿De qué manera podernos articular JPIC con cada una de esas organizaciones que luchan, cada una por su lado, pero que podamos aunar fuerza para poder atacar esas dificultades conjuntas, desde JPIC, desde Reclamor, desde Justicia y Derecho? Es decir, hay muchas organizaciones que nosotros conocemos en nuestros continentes, especialmente aquí en Venezuela. Hay varias organizaciones que se están uniendo, pero a nivel religioso estamos todavía fracturados. A nivel religioso, cada quien visualiza su espacio pequeño hacia lo concreto, pero si logramos poder crear una red comunicacional y una red que nos pueda unificar en esos esfuerzos concretos, pienso que vamos a poder dar los aportes que necesitamos para poder hacer respuesta en el hoy, en lo que nos llama el Papa Francisco. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Yes, Laura.
Obrigada. Gostaria de trazer 3 elementos. O primeiro elemento, eu acho que nos ajudaria muito nos articularmos com redes eclesiais existentes em nível continental. Tem a REMAN, né, que é a Rede Eclesial Mesoamérica, tem a REPAM, tem a Gran Chaco, que a gente tem essas redes que já articulam muitos outros atores sociais dentro dessa temática que nós já estamos trabalhando também como vida religiosa, que é o tema da justiça, da paz e da ecologia integral, né, da integridade da criação. E desde JPIC Internacional, eu acho que uma das questões que poderia nos ajudar muito é justamente que fosse esse elo, né, que fizesse essa ponte entre os diversos contextos e realidades que temos no território, porque, como falou a irmã anteriormente, parece que cada qual a gente está fazendo ações, mas ações desarticuladas. Então, acho que uma grande contribuição seria essa. E a outra, eu coincido também com o que foi falado anteriormente, que é a parte comunicacional, de visibilizar ações de violações, mas também ações que no território nós vamos tendo em defesa dos povos, em defesa também da nossa Mãe Terra. Obrigada.
Thank you, Laura. Anyone else would like to speak? Can unmute your speaker and then speak. I think if I sense the feeling of the group, yes, there is Carmelo. Yes, welcome.
Buenos días o buenas tardes o buenas noches. Soy Carmelo Galdós, hermano menor desde Bolivia. En América Latina tenemos ya varias organizaciones y una de ellas es Patria Grande, que es con a religiosos y también laicos de las conferencias episcopales. Uno de los temas concretos que estamos desarrollando es precisamente la vida pende de un hilo, por lo que atentados y muertes que hemos tenido ya para varios compañeros indígenas, líderes que han sido martirizados. Y entonces estamos haciendo una campaña precisamente para evitar en lo más posible este tipo de asesinatos y todo lo que puede significar la violencia. A nivel también del CELAM, hay otra campaña que ya está muy cercana porque es para el día 22 de marzo con el tema del agua. Y precisamente tenemos también lo que ahí se habla de lo que es el remar, que se está desarrollando quizás más desde Argentina, pero es para toda América Latina que podamos prever el tema del agua potable, que está cada día más reducida, o el uso del agua por las industrias o las minerías que nos están privatizando de la posibilidad de utilizar el agua para lo que son los beneficios más humanos y de cada día. Eso sería.
Thank you. If I sense the feeling of the group that we are working in isolation and we need more and more networking, and that is what the primary aim of this meeting. We are trying to reach out to people who are working in different parts of the world and how we can effectively work together and also network. Now we have JPIC Commission office here in Rome. We are responsible for networking and orienting and animating the JPIC promoters of more than 2,000 congregations all over the world. And we have national conferences in different countries. We also have NGOs registered in UN. So all these bodies are working in isolation. And imagine if we can build a network and work together, a strong advocacy group can be built up. So this is our main aim, how we can strengthen our network in continents, as well as then link them with us in JPIC Commission Rome. So, Katrina, you would like to say something? You have raised the hand, yeah.
Yeah, just to let you know, I think it's really important if we can also define later on who can be also the person that may want to do that, who can volunteer also to do that, because probably we are thinking about articulating, and we know the different realities and networks that are already articulating other social organizations or groups. But it will be great if you have the chance also to share with us those information that you said about the networks that you are involved in. And also it would be important if then we can see together, probably in the next meeting, who can be the one who can lead also these processes. Because as you may know, we are trying to do this work with each continent, and then to make the follow-up, it's something that we really want to do, but we need the support from all of you. So if there is anyone that can say, I will want to do something, please, also, you are welcome also to support the work that we are doing. And I think Sister Olga has something to say. Hermana Olga?
No, yo quiero felicitar a Catalina por este contacto que hace para todos nosotros y que la hemos tenido también animando la formación. Pero la motivación es que nosotros tenemos a Connie como representante de Justicia y Paz acá en la CRC de Colombia, y además también participamos en el encuentro de la Patria Grande. Entonces sería muy bueno que desde la conferencia de cada país hubiera como esa persona que contacte, pero que sea una persona proactiva, porque hay muchos promotores, disculpen lo que voy a decir, que estamos delegados de promotoría, pero a veces nos falta como un poco más de dinamismo para poder acoger e incluir a otras organizaciones, porque casi todos los promotores tenemos otras responsabilidades. Entonces es importante que desde las conferencias religiosas de cada uno de los países, de verdad se unan y se dinamice para que no se quede solamente en muchas palabras, pero que vayamos a la acción, como decía el hermano. Muchas gracias.
I have Father wrote the link, so you can share. I will share.
Yeah, those who have not registered for this webinar, we had shared the Zoom link, and later on we shared the registration link. So those who are registered through registration link, we have your informations. And those who have joined us through the Zoom link directly, we are sharing a link for registration here so that we can keep contacting you for the next sessions, the next meetings. So kindly click on the link shared here for the registration. You fill up the form so that your name, your country, your email ID, contact number, everything we will have so that we can continue collaboration and the information to each other. And we also have a platform of a website as well as e-news and news brief where we share the information to all the religious congregations worldwide. So as some of you have raised the concerns of Haiti and some issues are happening in Latin America or in Africa. So please do send us the information. We can make this issue known to the world. So we have a wide range of network so that what happens in one part of the world can be made known. This is one way of telling people what is happening in one part of the world. Sometimes what is happening in the grassroots level, many people don't know. Some countries, the communication is suppressed, so people are afraid to write. So if you have any issue, if you think that the issue that pertaining to that, your place, the work that you are doing, you want people to be known, please do send us, okay? Through email or whatever possible means that you want to. You can call us, you can contact us. All the information we will share with you. And now I hand over the session to Mamalifa. And this is not the end of the meeting, okay? This is only the beginning of meeting. It's an effort that we are taking to link with different continents and to build networks. Over to Mamalifa.
Okay. My job now is to bring this meeting to a close. But before I do that, I would like to come back on the work in isolation. And I think this is what we have noticed. And we say, if we want to make an impact, we have to learn to connect. And as religious, if we do not have a strong and active network among ourselves, how can we network with other organizations? So we need to build our own network to be strong enough to help us network and collaborate with NGOs. So I think today the way to go is to collaborate and to network. And we find it very important, and this is one of the reasons why we are trying to do this, because those who are out there to gain at all costs, they network. So we have to also learn to network. Okay. So we have come to the end of this first meeting, but it is not the last, just the beginning. It has opened many doors, including many more meetings to come. It has opened the door for collaboration and networking of religious congregations to make this world a better place for all to live in dignity, harmony, and peace. I hope that this time spent together has given you some understanding of the JPIC Commission, a body that wants all its member congregations to join hands in promoting justice, peace, and integrity of creation through each congregation's own mission. If we analyze our charisms, we will find that the foundation is about justice, peace, and integrity of creation. As we all know, the challenges we face today in today's world are so complex that no one individual or no one congregation can do it alone. We need each other to face these challenges together with one united force as the saying goes, united we stand, but divided we fall. We want to stand by living the prophetic dimension of our religious life in the church and in the world. This is why we need to go together so that we can go far, as the African proverb says. So let us unite so that we can stand and go together so that we can go far. We want to go far. I would like to invite you to invite any JPIC or JPIC related ministry promoter in the Americas that you know who is not present here or who does not know about this initiative to join us in our next meeting. On behalf of the JPIC Commission co-presidents and the JPIC Commission Secretariat, I would like to thank your superiors general who took seriously the letter that was sent to them, asking them to send their promoters to this meeting. Please pass our gratitude to them for their generous response. I would also like to thank all of you present in this meeting. It shows your interest and commitment to justice, peace, and integrity of creation, or the ministry that you are involved that is related to this. We hope that you will patronize this continental meeting to build a solid and strong JPIC Commission in the Americas for the transformation of the world in the spirit of the gospel for the sake of the poor, the marginalized, and the vulnerable of our world who we serve. We count on you to help the JPIC Commission Secretariat organize itself in a better way so that we can move forward together as one united, consecrated people who share in the mission of the church to enable people experience the kingdom of God here on earth as a motivation to look forward to the kingdom in heaven. Your rich sharing in the first step towards helping us organize ourselves for the future. I would like to thank the translators who have helped us understand one another in this meeting. May the Lord bless each one of you and your mission and your congregation, and looking forward to meeting you all again in the next meeting. God bless you and thank you.
And before leaving, I would like to request you to put on your cameras so that we can have a photograph so that we know that how many attended the program. Catherine, I will take the screenshot.
Please open your camera, please. And smile. We can see your smile, so just 1 second.
Gracias.
Un segundito. Otra vez, si pueden sonreír. Tengo que hacer cuatro veces, así que...
4 sonrisas.
4 sonrisas, exactamente. Me quedan 2, así que una más. Segunda.
Unos.
Queda la última. Muy bien. Gracias a todos.
Gracias, hasta luego.
Ha sido un gusto y nos
Muchas
vemos la
gracias.
próxima. Gracias.
Muchas gracias a todos.
Thanks
Un
a lot.
abrazo.
Gracias.
Chao,
Gracias.
chao.
Muchas
Que Dios te
gracias.
bendiga.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Bye.
Chao.
Thank you.
Chao.
ánimo en sus
Muchas
misiones,
gracias.
sus tareas.
Gracias.
Oraciones.
Gracias.
Marines,
Gracias. Okay, I will finish.
yes,
Bye bye.
stop recording.
Bye-bye.